I'd like to talk about mission statements, vision, and team charters. Before I come into the detail, I want to talk about what's at the foundation of a good, successful team. And in my view, that would be trust. Now, there is an equation to calculate trust. Now, it's not a mathematical equation, it's one that's based on perceptions. So, the trust equation is your trust in someone is based on their credibility, their reliability, and how intimate they are with you. And I don't mean kissing and cuddling, I mean how much they share and how transparent they are. But your trust, as much as it's based on those three things, there will be an element of self-concern. So why is that individual being so transparent? Why are they sharing? Is there an ulterior motive they have? So those pieces will diminish my level of trust. So if someone is talking about something, they know what they're talking about, they are reliable in that they're delivering results, they're turning up for meetings on time, they're there when you need them, and they are very transparent, then that's all going to build good levels of trust to you. But it will be slightly mitigated by your, why are they telling me, why are they including me in this? So how do you build trust? To get that credibility, that reliability, that intimacy? Well, it's based on be your authentic self, provide that logic, and be empathetic when need be. Now, empathy doesn't mean to say you have to agree with someone, but it means you do need to respect and understand, can understand why they may reach their point of view, even if you don't agree with that point of view. So if the trust is the foundation for a good, strong team, what are the mechanics that make that team really, really strong? Well, first off, it's creating a vision, in having a clear vision, a clear statement as to what we as a collective are all working for. That's going to create meaningful work for people. I fully understand my part to play in this overall goal. I understand what the end result we're all striving for. The next item will be having a good way to execute your strategy, so to provide that winning team. So what people do we need? What resource do we need? What tools do we need? What equipment and processes should we use? Having that ability there is going to create a winning formula for a team. So if you're asking someone, the objective, the vision is build a house, and you've got your builder in, but you don't give them any bricks, they're going to fail. Give them bricks, give them the architectural designs, they're going to be able to be that winning team because they can deliver what's required with the right tools available to them. And finally, is the coaching potential, not to be overlooked, is that in having that vision, those tools available, but providing that work in a way that will stretch individuals, will challenge individuals, will give them something new they haven't seen before, they haven't something they can learn. So they are gaining something from this as well. It's adding, complementing to their abilities. So they're feeling a valued member of the team because you're investing in their future development and skill set. So mission statements, what are they? They're simple definition. They are what we do, the main activity or function for us as an organization or a department or a business. Who we do it for, who are our customers, stakeholders, our beneficiaries, and why what we do matters. What's the impact of our actions? What value do we create as a team? So typically, these mission statements, they're clear and concise, they're very purpose driven, they're action orientated, they're inspiring, but they are practical and realistic, and they're aligned to wider organizational goals. So a good historical example of that, a very simplistic but very clear and concise mission statement and vision was JFK 1962. He gets up to the podium and he says, "We will put a man on the moon by the end of the decade and return him safely." Very clear and concise. There's a real sense of purpose to it. Clearly, there's an action to it. It's inspiring. Is it practical and realistic? Might depend on where you sit with did we land on the moon or not, what your conspiracy theory standing is. And is it aligned to wider goals? Maybe not in the statement itself, but take it in the context of the time. There was the Cold War between America and Russia, and getting to the moon first was a big victory in that Cold War. So it was certainly aligned to those wider organizational goals. So having that mission statement, it gives the yourself as an individual in a team, or your team members if you're leading people, that purpose, a tangible vision of what we're trying to do here as a collective. You've then got the how we're going to do it, the processes we use, our approach, what our values are, our unique selling point. Now, this is quite important because a lot of what we can do as individuals, we could probably take our skills to other organizations and competitors. But what makes us come and stay at the companies we currently work for, it's often the values, the ethics, the approach, the unique selling point. That's what makes you stay at your organization, not go to someone else to work where you could do exactly the same thing, but maybe not in the same way or in the same cultural way. And the final piece is the why do we do it? Well, there's the motivation that you have. I'm going to do this because we're going to achieve this. I believe in this product. I believe in this mission statement. So if you have that as your mission statement as a starting point, the next level down essentially is your team charters. Team charters are an agreed social contract, and the typical content would include that purpose and mission restated, but it more delves into the ways of working, the operating principles, how we collaborate with one another, how we communicate, what our team culture is going to be. We all commit and agree to that approach. And then why do we have these? Well, they do create that clarity. They reduce ambiguity, prevent those misunderstandings, build a good level of safety and trust in the team, in the organization, can provide accountability, prevent conflict or help resolve conflict because we can refer back to the charter to resolve certain issues. It helps us align our behaviors to a certain way, creates that confidence, that team culture, that professional identity, and those personal standards of excellence. So on the screen here is an example of a team team charter, and you can see quite clearly on the left hand side the mission was restated, the purpose, the vision is there, but very much emphasized is the culture. We won't do things by any means necessary. We will work in an ethical way that works for all, and all of us agree and sign up to work in that way. When you're working in a team where there's multiple agents, people from different departments, people from different companies coming together in a joint venture or a joint organization, these do create that team identity away from your parent company's setup. So make sure there's a shared mission statement. Make sure the language is very much we as a collective, not they. It's not us and them. It is we as a community, regardless of where we come from. We're all going to work in this way to deliver this mission and this activity. So when you do have multiple agents together, whether that's be people from different companies, people from client side working with people on the other side of the fence, or whether it's just interdepartment working, how can you build that resilience of being able to work together and be mindful of maybe slightly different approaches and build that collaboration? Well, resilience through connections, set up pairings within the team so it breaks down those barriers with the agencies, reduce some of those formal barriers by grouping individuals from different backgrounds together. Commence those communal meetings with 30-second purpose and priorities reminder. Just refer back to the vision, the mission, why we're all here. Assume positive intent. If someone is being difficult or if they are being argumentative in a constructive way, it may be perceived as being slightly frustrating for us as individuals, but assume they're coming from a place of positive intent. So remember the empathy. Think about why they might be thinking like this. They might have a different perspective and a different way of looking at things to the way you're assuming that everyone does. Use that we, not they language. Have structured retrospectives. Look back on what worked well, what was difficult, what could we do differently next time. Again, what could we do differently next time? And if you're a leader, encourage those debriefings. Normalize the stress. Last week was really tough, but here's how I managed it. So be that transparent you, so people can see that it's not just them that's going through stress. It is perfectly normal for all people at all levels have those taxing times. And after action reviews of the technical learning, but also the emotional impact. So identify what the share challenges were, and identifying those personal challenges, those emotional challenges, you're going to reduce the stigma that sometimes comes out with people being stressed or anxious about activity. So short weekly updates, what's stable, what's changed. Take the opportunity at those updates to clarify roles, look at what the deliverables are in the short term, not just the long term as well, to make sure the right people are in the right place and people understand what their short term requirements are. Adopt that traffic light system to look at your confidence in success. Have those check-ins, one concern, one success. We're all in this together. And leaders, share the unknowns, be transparent. Even if you can't give certainty, just give as much clarity as you can.